Hi, my name is Rhonda Larkin, and this is a brief speech on the socio-economic status of the middle class. Do you believe yourself to be middle class? What does it mean to be middle class? Where's the middle class headed? And is the middle class really shrinking like some economists, do believe? Are we losing our middle class? And what's the government doing to help us out? That's what I'm going to hopefully cover today. Um, as far as the definition of what middle class is, everyone in America considers himself to be middle class. Middle class, and Stephen Pressman, who's a professor at Monmouth University, believes that that's how everyone thinks, or according to his research and his knowledge. Um, the oldest definition, I guess you could say, that I have found was by Liz Weston. She's a personal finance columnist for MSN Money. States that it's neither rich nor it's poor. So basically, you can afford your monthly needs and splurge once in a while on extras or like entertainment or going out to eat or to a movie or maybe taking a vacation every couple of years, saving for it, working for it. The recession seems to have taken a lot of the middle class jobs. Maybe taken is the wrong word, but during the recession, we lost a lot of our middle class jobs. And the reason we lost those was the displaced CEOs and chairmen of the Fortune 500 companies losing their jobs, being laid off, or being let go due to overpayment of bonuses or due to mismanagement of money, whatever the case may be. They've taken our middle class jobs from us. And now we are left trying to scrounge and scavenge, for lack of a better term, to survive every day. The average middle class income for 2008 was $50,000 a year. And in 2008, before the recession started, people could live and survive comfortably on that. Since then, that income has dropped on an average of 12%, and it is getting more difficult and more difficult and more difficult to survive every day and finding employment. David Madeline, Carla Walters, and Nick Burton of the American Progress Action claim that unions are what make the middle class strong, and our unions are disappearing. With the unions, they believe that they give middle class America, the workers, the voice that they need in politics and training, and that way it ensures their entrance into the middle class. Without that, the rich become richer and the poor become poorer. Therefore, the middle class is just shrinking and disappearing. In my research, I did find that, as amazingly enough, there is still discrimination out there. As hard as people like Martin Luther King fought, Rosa Parks, the women's movement of the 50s and 60s, it's still there. Women are discriminated against. It's not as noticeable as it used to be. It's not as prominent as it used to be. 50, 60 years ago, companies could say, well, we don't want a woman working here. And today they can't. So they find creative ways to not hire them or to let them go if they become pregnant or decide to start a family and get married. It's still there. And it plays a huge role in whether us women get to be above middle class or if we drop below the poverty line. And amazingly enough, the race factor is still a big factor as well. And that John Roberts of Fox News stated in his July 28th issue of this year that the African American unemployment rates are through the roof. So how can our national average only be 9 or 12%? That doesn't make sense to me, and I couldn't find anything stating otherwise. The discrimination angers me. I mean, we as women, we work to raise kids, to raise a family, create a home, to try to provide the best that we can for everybody involved. And yet, even if we do have a college education, it can be proved to be even more difficult in obtaining and getting that dream career or that dream job. And we have to fight twice as hard. Jeffrey Stiebel, excuse me, who I was talking about as chairman and CEO of Dun and Bradstreet Credibility Corporation, and he literally believes that we do not start creating middle class jobs, that our economy will enter what he called a stagnant age of two classes, the rich and the poor. Okay, 2/3 of America's GDP comes from consumer spending, and most of that comes from the middle class. Without the middle class, what are we going to have left? Nothing. It's going to be the rich and the poor, and they're going to collide, and it's not going to be good. In conclusion, I do hope that this brief message kind of opens your eyes as to what is truly happening with the middle class, and that you will do what you can to help raise yourself and your family above that, and teach your kids to persevere and be strong. And I think that's how the middle class is going to survive. And in my opinion, this is something I grew up with. When life hands you a basket of lemons, you need to pick yourself up and make some lemonade and get on and stay strong and keep going. I do thank you for your time, and I hope that you have a great day.